Welcome to Fellowship of Games. This is Alan.
This is Dawn.
Oh boy, do we have a good game for you today. I like this season. And we have Santa's Workshop. It's by Keith Ferguson. Elf Creek Games posts it, or makes it. And I do
Ages
believe
6 plus 30-minute play, probably a little more than that, and 2 to 5 players.
2 to 5 players, yeah. And so we're gonna give you the setup real quick. It's pretty simple. Every player, they have 3 elves. In this case, I'm Flurry, Brew, and Blanky. So,
I am Glog, Nog, and Wassel.
and the little elf things are separate. Oop, that shouldn't be there. And this shouldn't be there either.
Uh-oh.
Let's go ahead and get rid of all
We're
this.
practicing a little earlier.
So first off, let's set up our boards. Our boards need to have. We need to have a. I got that.
2.
I need the 2 for Blake. You need to have.
Okay.
Across here, I need to get this also.
Okay.
This is your coal pile. This is the monetary resource. You spend coal. In the beginning, you have access to 6, and you have these 2 levels blocked off. And to unlock this one, you got to spend 2 wood, and unlock this one, you got to spend 4. And basically, it lets you get more coal. And if you unlock them both at the end of the game, you get in-game score, and you get 4 points. Same thing up here. You get 2 metal and then 4 metal to unlock the coal bonus, which gets you 4 points, and that lets you get more points when you get coal. I'll explain that in a second. Same thing here. This lets you, it's the reindeer blankets, so you spend cloth. That's another resource. Spend cloth to lower the cost of blankets. It's 2 and 4, and they're just like the coal. So whenever you spend your 4, you get both of them, you get 4 points at the end of the game. We each have 3 elves, and they're each a different shape. It's pretty nice. You got the different ones, and then on the elves, there's a slot where you can train your elves to become better craftsmen. So we'll explain that right now as we go to the board. On the board, to set up, you got to get Santa. You're in the last 9 days before Christmas. So we start on the 16th, and we do like rounds of 3, and then we have a bonus scoring. So we each have our score markers up here in the top, and we have to get our reindeer in the pen. Got to take care of our reindeer. So this is part of setup. You put 3 reindeer out here. We're doing the advanced version of the game. The other side of the board, the other side of the board is for like 2 to 3 players. This is 4 players. This is the 2 to 3 player one. So, but the other side of these boards, I can just show you.
Yeah, I've got one. I'll grab you one. Right here.
Right here. Again, look how cute these elves are. This is mistletoe, spruce, and berry. But this is the easier side of the board. And it gives you your own little place to get stuff. And it's different from, we're going to be using this tree, and you get your own personal tree. And you can't train your elves up on this one. So it's a lot simpler. You use different reindeer also. The reindeer we have right now, they're made so that you get a bonus points when you help the reindeer, and the other reindeers, they don't give you bonus points. They are simply, or bonus items and bonus points, they're simply set collection. So let me explain the board to you. We'll start with the material section, and they're all the same now. These we have on here, this is for a 2-player playthrough. I'll explain that in a second. But what you're doing is you take your little guy and you go to the first spot, and you can choose 1 of 2 spots. And you're going to have coal, your money here. And you're going to spend 1 coal to get 2, or 2 coal to get 3. And then, that's another setup thing, we have these training tokens out here. And I mentioned these in a second, so I'll show you how they work. You can spend an additional coal to get a training token. So I set Blanky out here, and so Blanky, let's say I put him here. I spent a coal to get 2 cloth, which I've got a supply over here. And when you get 2 cloth, you have to have the place to put them. So, well, how do we do that? At the beginning of the game, we're dealt 2 toys. This toy, this perfect cowboy hat, takes 3 cloth, so I can put 2 cloth right here. And then later on in another round, I might get another cloth. I can put it here, and I'll and use the other cloth. Or you can also spend it here. 2 will unlock this, or I could do 1 and 1. I could put 1 here, or 1 here, and stack 1 on top of this towards unlocking it in the future. So you have a lot of places to put the cloth. And how do you do that? How do you get toys? You got Santa's Workshop. So let's go ahead and fill this up. Santa's Workshop. I'll explain that in a second. Let's continue with the items. But so if I spent that extra coal to get this, I would put it here on my elf. And now in future visits, if as long as I sent Blanky to it, I would get an extra cloth. And so if I sent him and he had a cloth and a metal, then whenever he went here, he'd get an extra cloth, and when here, he'd get an extra metal. So, and whenever you fill up both these spots, it's worth 2 points at the end of the game. Or instead of putting this the item side up, cloth, metal, or wood, I could put it the point side up. So then at the end of the game, it'd be worth 2 points. So it's a point salad game. You're just gonna how value you can make this board. It's just how you play the game. So let's put that back. And these all work the exact same way. This is cloth. You get coal for 2, 2 coal for 3. Exact same wood, metal. They work the exact same way. And when you're doing a 2-player game like we are, if I went here, this guy immediately blocks the other one. So you only get a chance to get materials at a material shop once in a 2-player game. In a 3-player game, you'd have both of them. And in a 4-player game, if you flip it over, there's 4 spots. They have a place for everybody. So that's how that works. And then let's see, where do you want to go next, Blanky? All right. Let's go to the tree. Such a big tree, we're just filling in the bottom of it. Whenever you go here, someone is going to be the first player, and the game it says whoever is the last person to give a gift, they get to be the first player. But they get this really nice, let's show this really nice Christmas tree first player token. And so in a 3-player game, you can go here and you put out a token. We have 5 of these. So the most you can put out is 5. And it has 1 of each material, blanket, cloth, metal, and wood. It has a 3-point one, and then the other one has a little letter, which lets you get a letter from Santa. I'll explain that in a second. But all these have materials also. So let's say I put this letter from Santa out here and I put it here. I would get the metal, and then I would get a letter for Santa, and then I turn it over that way. And the reason you put these out here is, I'll explain in a minute, it has to do with your bonuses you collect. Where else you want to go? If we were in a 3-player game, you could go here and you get to put out an ornament and you get a point. If you're in a 2-player game, you go here, and if you're the first player, you have to give the tree instead of taking it for someone else, like a lot of games, you go somewhere to gain the first player token. And this one, you go here. If you are the first player, you give it away. That's pretty neat. Let's see. Let's go down. Let's go up here. Let's go to coal real quick. Coal is how you get your reindeers and get your materials. So how do you get coal? You go to the coal mine. If you're the first person to go here, you get 1 point. And if you've unlocked these, you get additional points for going there. So if I went here and had one of these unlocked, I would get 2 points. If I had both of them unlocked, I get 3 points. Or everybody else has this nice wide spot, and that means everybody can go there. So let's say I went here again later, I would get another point or 2 points, whatever's unlocked, because I have that ability. So every single time I went there, I would still get the points. So that's just a nice bonus for me. But Dawn, she can also go there, and if she goes there, she doesn't get any points unless she has these unlocked. But if she's the first player to go, she gets 1 point, and then if I went, I would get 1 point unless I had some, or if I had some unlocked. Now we're going to go down here. If you look at a toy card, just show you a toy card. Cowboy hat, I love it. It takes 3 cloth and 2 blueprints or plans. So how do you get plans? Right here. And this has a really interesting mechanic. Oh, in a 2-player game, this one's always covered up. So you're going to go here. Whoever goes here first, they get a plan, and that's all they get. They just get 1 plan. And then let's say Dawn came here next. She would get 1 plan, but then she could ask me for help getting a second plan, and I could say yes or no. If I said no, then she doesn't get one. That's not really much. It's not much in the Christmas spirit, is it? So if I could give her one, instead, so that way she could get 2, but I, as a reward for my Christmas spirit, would get 3 points for doing that. And so then let's say later on in the game, I went here, I would get 1 plan immediately, and then I could help myself, sort of, get a second plan. I wouldn't get the points for it, but I would be able to get the second plan. And then I could ask Dawn if she wanted to help me and get the third plan. And she could say yes, in which case she would get 2 points. Let's say, for instance, she gone here, and then I went here. I could ask for help, and she get 3, and I could ask for help again, and she get 2 more. She'd get 5 points out of the deal. So it's a interesting place. You can really get a lot of points out of it if you don't watch how, you know. It's one of those weird things. You don't want to give your opponent too many points, but then it's also Christmas, so you kind of want to help them out at the same time. What else we have? Oh, how about letters to Santa? This is how we get toys. And if you look at the toys, they're really based on like the old kind of Norman Rockwell. You know, here's the doctor kit. Look at the doctor kit. I mean, that's what the toy art is based on. So you have 2 choices. You have the nice choice and the naughty choice. It really doesn't have anything to do with, you know, being naughty or nice. It's just how you want to cycle things. So you can go here to the nice side. When you do, this guy, he jumps over and blocks the other side. So when you go to the nice side, you get 3 letters from Santa. You can choose one of these 6, or you can top deck. So you have 7 choices. So let's say I got a doctor's kit, and then it would immediately get replaced, and I could see what's out there. Say I don't like anything, so I top deck the next one, and then I change my mind and get the T set. You know, that's just how you cycle through and get your stuff. And like I said, he'd immediately block this one. Let's flip it to the other side. Let's say I went here, he would immediately block this one. I would then wipe this out, get rid of all of them, go to a discard pile, and I would redo the whole thing. Plane, slingshot, so, and then I would get to pick 2, and then it's the same thing. I can pick one of these, or I can top deck whatever's here, not knowing what it is. I get to pick 2 instead of 3. So it's just like what you see out there versus what you could probably get in the future. Lastly, we're going to go up here to the reindeer section. This is pretty simple. You're helping the reindeer, keeping them cold, giving them reindeer blankets. You're taking care of the reindeer. Whenever you go, you have to pay the price, and right now they're all 3. But as we go through this deck, this is the A deck. There's an A, B, and C, and as you go through the rounds, the reindeers, if you don't help them, that gets wiped, and you put 3 more out, and then it gets wiped again. But this one gets you 2 Santa's letters, and so it's the same thing. I can pick from here. I can top deck 2. This one gets me 1 material of my choice. This one gets me 3 points straight up. That's really nice. So that's how reindeer blankets work. Not a super complicated game. But lastly, let me explain to you why you want to have ornaments out here. Let's say I have these 2 ornaments. Every day that goes by, whenever we've placed all our people out, we're going to get, for a 2-player game, we're also going to get a little helper. So we can choose between the upside down elf from the South Pole, the snowman who looks suspiciously like Burl Ives from the Frosties or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer story, or the little pixie elf. She's so cute. Look at the little pixie elf. Anyway, whenever Santa, we finish the 3rd day, we have basically a round of bonus scoring. And how that works is we add up all our completed toys and all our ornaments, and whoever has the most, like it doesn't matter how much the toys cost, whoever has the most, they get to get 8 points. Second place gets 4 points, and then it's the same every single round. Third gets 2, and fourth place gets 1. So every 3 days, you can get a bonus 8 points, and that can really add up. So it's kind of going to be a strategy. Whenever you finish a toy, and how do you finish a toy? You know, you get your materials and stack them on there, get your blueprints. As soon as you've completed all the necessary requirements for it, you score the points on it. It's Rocking Horse, which takes, you know, a lot of plans and a lot of material. It's worth 14 points. So as soon as you do it, you score them 14 points, and you turn it face down. You turn it face down, and you do that to indicate you got it. And you don't have to show your opponent how many of these you got, but for the 3 rounds, the 3 you complete plus your ornaments out there, that's what you get. But when you're in the 3rd round, everything you completed goes over here in Santa's sleigh. It's loaded up, ready to go out to the happy boys and girls who are going to get their presents on Christmas Day. So there's a little bit of strategy. Maybe your opponent has 3 finishes and you only have 2. So maybe instead of instead of finishing 2 that you could do with these, you go ahead and leave them like short 1 material. Let's say I had these 3 with everything but 1 cloth. So then at the beginning of the next round, I could immediately go here. I could take these 3 cloth and finish 3 toys right away. So there's a little bit of strategy there also. But yeah, you get your letters filled and your bonus points and go to Santa. And then at the end of the game, you have in-game scoring. You get a point each for every piece of material you have and every blueprint you have on unfinished toys. So they're worth something at the end. You get mat upgrades, and that's these. If you look down here, that's these. So if I have an elf and I got 2 of these little training tokens, at the end of the game, if I have 2 of them, they get 2 extra points. Like this elf, so you had this situation here, they'd be able to get 1 extra medal. Then at the end of the game, they would score me 4 points. So that's pretty nice, and it could be any combination thereof. So it pays to get those upgrades on them. And then also put that there and put that there. These upgrades, if you get rid of both these, 4 points, both these, 4 points. So that's how you can get extra points on your gaming mat. And then reindeer, the set collection from the reindeer, that's really important. There are 9 different reindeer. Let's see, Comet, Cupid,
Donder, Blitzen.
Donder, Blitzen,
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donder, Blitzen.
And then there's a 9th one in this one, not Rudolph, we have Velvet.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting name. So for however many reindeer you have, if you have just 2 of the unique reindeer, it's 5 points. If you get all 9 of them, it's 25 points. So that's pretty significant. You want to help these reindeer out. And then lastly, if you have duplicates of something. So if I have all 9 of them and then I have an extra Donner, then I would get 2 more points on top of the 25 for 27. So whatever extra reindeer you have at the end of the game, that also helps you out, that set collection. But that is how you play Santa's Workshop. I gotta say, I saw this about a year ago. I picked this up at Gencon. It's really neat. I'm a big fan of Christmas. I'm a big fan of themes of game, and these 2 just synergize perfectly to make a nice little game. So look for our playthrough here in a little bit, and join us at the table. Thank you for watching at fellowshipofgames.com. Like and subscribe.